All right, boys, we're going over second game now. Here's the draft again. Such a good draft. Good job of communicating as well, Central, about the jungle matchup. Jarvan isn't something we play that much. We've only played, I think, one other time, but very good job, and it comboed incredibly well with the Galio. So our draft this game was absolutely absurd. We got the same bottom lane, which is very good into most bottom lanes. Um, and then we got two really strong flex picks, and then a high tempo jungler again. So we got like everything we wanted in this draft, and they banned away three of our better champions overall. Two flex picks, our probably best jungler overall, jungle champion. They banned away Alex's best overall champion too. And we still got this strong. This is why growing our champion pools. You guys are good enough players. Growing your champion pools is gonna really help us dominate drafts and games so much easier because you guys crushed it tonight or last night, I should say. So we'll get into number two, which is a little bit longer, but it's just because of the little bit of a lull in the middle of the game, and also you guys made that like phenomenal play and got that inhibitor really early in the game at 20 minutes. You guys should be really proud of like how much you guys have grown in like the 2 or 3 weeks we've been playing together. You guys are like you're a completely different team now. It's really good. But we have a lot of room to grow still. So you guys should be encouraged but also excited. Like we can we can win this league easily in my opinion. But we have to keep putting in the effort to grow. So this is the game where we get to see the greatest Galio ult in the history of ever too. And by greatest I mean worst. Thank you for listening here too, guys, about the first ward we got. Um, we didn't use both of the bottom lane wards, so Central uses his ward to get vision in that river. You guys get an early flash here as well. We probably would have kill if we hit the knockup, but it's okay. You guys got a flash now. Dawn can be safe because Skarner does not gank at the earliest level 3 is but it's not even that great of a gank. So we already have tempo. We're gonna get a flash top lane right now too. So already Central is just making his presence known. Look at that. He has to go back to base now. So Alex can get some experience and gold lead on the guy too. It's a great start to the game. We also should know, like in that instance as well, this is something we talked about. You could have went, just because of how safe we were with Alex being full hit points, you could have went and peeked here to see if you could have denied him anything. Because no matter what, we know Syndra doesn't have flash. If she comes to help, Dawn comes, we're gonna win that 3 versus 3 because they're two people without flashes. So just keep that in mind. Since you forced him completely out of lane, you could have at least peeked up here to see if we could have denied him something. And again, their most common ward places would be in this area, so your pathing up here, you would have been fine if you just ran down back around this way and through. Just keep that in mind for when we have such a early priority and already both solo lanes because of your tempo you set. And I think you just got his Raptors right there. Or no, you checked afterwards. Yeah, so he just finished them when you walked in. Is that what happened? I don't remember. You ping him out, that's right. So now we know where he is at least, but you could have got that top one because his the way his pathing is just doing a complete full clear. This is what I meant about you guys trading really well. Just the shield into dodging the Q into a really good trade. And she's already. This is something too I meant to talk to you guys about too. Um, I didn't see the portion of why Mystic had to use his potion early, but if you guys watch like the higher tier players, they win a lot of games by potions alone. So if they force someone to use all the potions because they're so good at trading and just understanding they don't have to go all in, they can win with just trading, that as soon as the other people are out of potions, you'll see them play extremely passive because they know they can basically die. So they're just trying to soak experience and get as much farm as they can. So I want you guys to keep that in mind too, because there's a time in this game that I talked to you about Mystic where you guys have a really good trade. It might actually be coming up soon. I think it might be right here. Yeah, this is it. So this is all we need for the trade. Just back up now. Like, just back up. So now you're close to half hit points and you already had drank one of your potions. We'd murdered them in that trade, but now it's a little worse. We still won the trade, but just remember, if you guys are going, this is part of the vocabulary we're going to. I want you guys to literally say trade, and then the other person will say trade. And then you guys know that you're going to go trade, and that's it. You're just going to blow your cooldowns and back up, basically. Because you're taking advantage in the lane, just by doing something small like that. So, like, say, for instance, there, Peridian said, or either one of you said trade, and the other one would say, like, for instance, Mystic would say shield in 3. Then you know you're going to trade in 3 seconds instead of right then. So that's all the communication would have to be, and it's really simple. This is a really good gank for you guys. Kept, like you guys said after you guys both committed flash, because you guys actually talked about it. It was fucking so good. Just dominating them. Just imagine if you didn't take that bad half of that trade where you lost 40% of your life. Like, they would absolutely have to leave lane right now. This is another such a good play by you guys doing the die, but this is the instance I was talking about. Look how many minions we have. And I don't remember if it's Central or Peridian. One of you guys run this way instead of just right down here where we know we're completely safe. But this is such a good dive by you guys. I know for a fact you guys talked about it. Central or Peridian or Mystic, one of you guys called for it. And we get an easy double kill. So this is what I'm talking about. Look at this though. You're completely safe here. You know you're completely safe here. We don't have vision over here. So this is a death. I know you don't have hardly any hit points, but it didn't need to happen at all. Because you just run towards basically where we have no information. Look at this. This is safe. That's why your dive was so good too. Is because you guys had such such a big minion wave. So just keep that in mind, because all three of you went the wrong way. You all should have just went down through the lane. I really like how all our flex picks, they're so strong. Because I guarantee you, if we didn't pick Galio in the first phase, they would have banned Karma in the second phase. So say we picked the jungler instead. So we picked Hecarim, Lucian, and then Jarvan. Say we just randomly picked Jarvan or Elise there. They would have banned Karma in the second phase. So we still would have had uh, like Nami to choose from, but Karma, we like Karma better into the Morgana lane. So it just being that flexible to also bait out their picks, assuming that it was a bot lane Galio, which is why they also picked Morgana this time too. They banned it the first game, I believe, but that's why having flex picks is so powerful. Oh yeah, I was really curious how this dragon got during the game. I was like, how did this dragon get aggroed? Oh, fucking Peridian. But this is just like a farm lane up top. But look how good Alex is doing because of the early pressure that we got um, from Central and the fact that Rise starts with tier. So since you went boots 2 right away, I thought that was perfect. So we have a 20 CS lead and a melee versus range matchup. And this is, you ulted after we got a kill Dawn. You should have just basically known that they, I like that you're looking to make a play with them, but you should have just basically known that it was over already. You should be looking in their lane. So you should know at this point that they're fine without you. So you can just go back mid. The only, you can still roam down in case something like this happens where Skarner comes. But, like, she's dead, and then you ult. Like, there's no world that they need you to ult at this point now. And we actually, I think it ends up, we could have used your ult here, yeah. But it didn't matter either way. Good job. That's why you all should start using your F keys. So you can just quickly look into I think the Cinder, yeah. See, this is stupidity on her part. Like, there's no way she's gonna do anything, and it's a Cloud Dragon, so it's not the end of the world if they don't get it, even though it's really good on Skarner. But you guys get a kill, or you get her flash again here because she's out of her damn mind. Why? Why? She just wasted her flash for no reason. 1 versus 4. We have good vision in our side of the jungle, but we should look to set up deeper vision earlier in the game whenever we are advancing. Like we have a nice cushion right now in lead. I don't know how much money we have. We have like 4,700 in our pockets right now altogether, so we're not as strong as our lead because we have so much gold in our pockets. So that's something why I want you guys to realize, like, resetting earlier, even though you have the advantage in the lane, you're going to come back with a better item than them no matter what, and then your advantage is going to be even more significant. So that's why it's okay to, like, as soon as um, you have enough money to get your Cutlass, or if you can finish Warrior already, Central, it's perfectly fine if you guys reset a little earlier than you do because you're going to be getting an item spike. Even if it's not a complete item, say it's a BF sword or whatever the fuck, it doesn't matter. You're going to come back with an advantage over them. I know you guys have that thought in your head, like, you guys shit on these guys already 2 versus 2. Just imagine if you went back and you bought, like, the 2 daggers and boots, or you get your boots for free. So imagine if you got like a dagger and finished your boots too. Right now, like, they wouldn't even be able to stay in lane with you guys. Just think of that stuff. That's why resetting is really strong. Like, when you have the lead, if you just do it a little ahead of time, because you just get back on the field so much stronger. We just missed that cannon, by the way. Ouch. But again, this is why you don't play just one champion. This is the guy that plays Leona only. You could really tell he was not very strong on other champions, but just had no chance. This is the one where Dawn doesn't have ult, and you going ham too quick. And this is also why if you finish your item, basically you have 1400 and you're trying to make this play. This is a mistake. There's 2 mistakes here. A, you're going too early without, Alex doesn't have priority, Dawn just coming back in the lane, and you didn't spend. So there's 3 things there. Just keep that in mind, buddy. And I don't remember if we saw, so maybe 4 things in one small thing. Did we see him here? Did you catch vision of him at all? Maybe whenever, he may have peeked his head in at your blue. Let's see. Nope, so, and we don't know where their jungler is. Actually, yes we do. We see him right here on this ward. So we even know what side of the map Skarner's on, so that makes it even more risky to make a play like that, buddy. Alex did a great job. He had 2 wards out. He had the river bush pinked and he had the tri bush, so he's perfectly safe on his own. So that's why this right here, is absolutely a mistake. Multiple reasons. You did a really good job setting tempo, but don't get too cocky and ahead of yourself like we talked about. And then it baits Dawn into it as well, so we end up going over 2 here. Good job, bottom, knowing that they're on the top side of the map though, so you can just hard press for plates. And again, I don't know why you're on that side of the lane though, Mystic. Just get that ward in that upper try and then just go down. You don't have to stand over there. Anything that's like harder to exit is usually a mistake. I'm not sure. I think the 1v1 might be coming up here where you barely lose Alex. So good. Look at Central. He sees Skarner on that top pixel, so he's going to go deny him right now. Yeah, this is the 1v1. Look how low he got. And he gets a second shield is the only reason why Alex loses this. Because of that flash. Look at that. That's what's funny, if you actually would have had Ignite, you would have beat him there. But I still think you were right to bring Cleanse. Good job, you guys got his heal out. Like, you're just dominating this lane. Like, look at that, 26 CS. And you have 3 kills and an assist. Plus the 5 assists from Mystic and his 5. Like, we're just shitting on them so hard. This is a good job by you two right here. So we know she doesn't have flash. Beautiful. That was a hard whiff. Hard whiff there. Ugh, so close. I don't know if he would have died actually there, but you guys would have forced him to go back to base. Because I think Morgana could have came in and saved him basically. But just look how good that trade is. Mystic got bound. Just putting the shield on Lucian there, you guys fucking traded so well there. That's why it's really important to know that you can just start taking advantage in lane by trading when you have and you don't have to go all in. Solo queue is where you feel like you have to go on all the time. Really good use of the bush, Mystic. Good job following up. Like, their bottom lane's just screwed. And we gotta kill mid. Let's go back and watch mid too. So again, we know that she doesn't have flash, so this is good thinking Central, and I don't know if Dawn called for it or what, but this is the stuff you guys should be communicating and tracking. You guys said you did a good job in the chat today tracking them. This is why you track them though, because now we can be like, hey, she doesn't have flash still for, say it was only like a minute. We now know we have a minute window to get a really good gank off though, even though it's a lot longer. She doesn't have flash for like 4 minutes still. But let's go back and watch it actually. But this is where the communication should be like, John, don't push the wave because he's coming to gank too. Because we want her to come on the wrong side. But it just so happened she went to ward and Central was there. Boom. Nice job, guys. And now we see, I think we just saw Skarner. Another good dive. Like, you guys did so many more dives than we have been in the past, and they're all really smart. The only one that was bad was the game 1 Silas going top, because we knew where their jungler was. We knew what side of the map he was on. But you guys made like three good dives, but we need to start, we can also make plays like this in the top lane. So that's why it's good that you guys communicate with Alex, especially when like Ryze doesn't have flash right now. You could get priority mid shoving it, and then 3-man diving top basically, and make big plays. This is where you guys go to top side though, and we find right when Skarner's doing it too, which is great. But again, we could have been doing just missed it coming up in here earlier because honestly, Peridian could have fought them 1 versus 2 and been perfectly fine. So we could have got the Herald earlier, so we would have got more plates. So the last couple scrims, you guys haven't been doing that. We've just been waiting to lane swap the bottom lane. You don't have to do that. Remember, it's better to get it earlier because if we get the plates and on top of that get the turret, like it's just a gold advantage for us. So you guys get the Herald and a turret at the same time. So we have such a big lead right now, 5.5k at 15 minutes. This is another instance of like we don't have enough vision for you to be up that far, buddy. So you just got to have a pink ward on you. And like this is why I say you guys have to move your pinks around. Like I know you were up here and everything, but you have to, if you're gonna be coming down here, you need to bring a pink with you. Like you have plenty of gold. Oops. I know you got away and everything, but just keep yourself safer. You wouldn't have had to even ulted there. Good job, recognize we can dive. Like these guys are just, they're on tilt at this point because you guys are just outplaying them so hard. Good job, Dawn, making sure she couldn't flash away if she had it to taunt. I mean, you guys you just got 2 turrets out of nowhere. It was fucking beautiful. And then we go deny so much here. You guys get the red buff and oh yeah, central. You look who your team is. This is the one thing I was kind of curious. You should have EQ'd this way. Your team's over here. You just run to your team. Good job denying here. Remember, always look at your mini-map, especially like if we're trying to make a play. So you can just make the plays with information. You almost get away too. You end up going back in and dying. But you could have just ran to your team on the top side, EQ'd to the Raptor side, and just ran to Dawn there, and you would have lived easy. And then we would have had Galio ult still. So even though we have a monstrous lead, like we don't want to make mistakes like that because we want to just be clean the rest of the way because this game's 100% ours. So this is the point of the game where we have tier 2 bottom still and tier 2 top. I think we get the bottom one if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember, but the top one is the one that's kind of just sitting there and we kind of stall out for a few minutes. Good use of your ult that time because you were using the spacing properly there, Peridian. Good job. And this is such a good job by you guys here because Alex has already taken care of bottom. I know, I'm pretty sure you guys rotate down the bottom, which is, I was yelling it at my screen, like, rotate bottom. So after you guys clean up the, like, 2 or 3 extra kills, I'm literally yelling at my screen, rotate bottom. And you guys end up rotating bottom, which is great. So this is what I was mentioning in one of the last scrims VODs as well. Is you push in a lane like that, especially like you guys already have so much map pressure because this turret's down. If you just shove this wave in, if you already have your wave management prepped, like you even have wave management up here still because it's coming back to their side, you guys can then push and then rotate to wherever Alex is, and it's super easy to get a turret because they're gonna be stuck here mentally thinking they have to get this. So if you just do it right away, like you can get the inner turrets so much easier by doing that. And this is what you guys should have been doing after this point. So basically we could be denying and then resetting here for Dragon and then doing the same thing top lane where you shove mid and then rotate to the top inner turret. So instead we're thinking about baiting the Baron, which could end up being a 50-50 because if they're alive, it's a 50-50. So remember, take the easiest thing. You guys have such a strong advantage. They can't fight you in the open terrain right now at all. So you could just take turrets, the outer, all 3 of the outer or inner turrets. Sorry. without them being able to stay there at all. Karma and the Lucian ult would be able to chunk a decent amount of them, and then we get a good flank with Jarvan and Hecarim. They're just dead. So we get a kill here, so I know that's why you guys want to do the Baron, which is perfectly fine. But again, you don't always have to force the Baron, especially since none of them are low, so they can come contested a lot easier. And we don't have a lot of defensive stats yet, so the Baron's going to fucking hurt. So this is a free inner top turret, and then it just makes even more pressure for us. So then we can bait Baron, because it's a lot harder for them when we have all of our wave management pushing. Because look, you guys do such a good job in the wave management this game. So if we just said, okay, now go do this, because they're 4 versus 5, and we have bottom lane and mid lane pushing, they're fucked. This is free turret. They can't do anything about it. So just remember, take the easiest thing, especially, like I said, we have no defensive stats to tank Baron, so it's going to hurt us, and none of them are chunked. So we should just be going to take care of the top. So this is where we get in that little bit of a lull right now, when we could have just made the transition through this part of the game a lot easier. I love that you guys want to think Baron and big, make big plays, but remember, the easiest route sometimes is the best call. Especially if you get rid of their inner, either one of the turrets mid, especially an inner turret, but also on top side, then Baron pressure is so much easier, because you guys can get vision in their jungle so much simpler. Like, it just becomes so easy. And remember, you guys need to mind your spacing too, because Dawn's really far away and he has TP, but just remember, you get that far ahead, we don't have our full squad. I know you guys are really strong, but so this is, yeah, Alex should be going top. Dawn should be shoving mid, and then we should just be trading the bottom. It's okay if we make this trade. He gets this turret, but we get this turret. I don't give a fuck. We'll take that trade all day. I know you guys get that feeling like Dawn's running down there right now, that we don't want to give them anything, but if we just make the smart trade now where we just take this, like, they lose out on this trade so much. They're getting gold for themselves, but we're getting more Baron pressure. So just think of it that way. And I was curious why we didn't actually keep chasing the Rise at this point to at least force out his TP, because you guys have him completely surrounded, but we just denied their jungle instead. Which isn't awful, but I was just curious. We knew where he was. But again, you guys did a really good job on wave management this game. Especially, you did good in the last game, but I think this game you did really well. It's just we kind of get stuck in this, we don't know what to do in this moment when we're so strong. The inner top is so free for us. Dawn making a good flank. And now you guys clean up, so now Baron's easy. And this is with their jungler even being up, because now we can have someone sit on the top side of Baron too, because we're 5 versus 3, and just make their life live in hell. I think Dawn does. Oh, and we should know Skarner doesn't have flash, and we got rid of that plant already, so this is just free now for us. But this is why I want you guys to talk about the smite number central, because literally Alex got that, so that means they could have stole that Baron. So that's why I want you to talk about what your smite is, and then what number you want players A and B to stop hitting, so it's slower, so it's easier for you to just smite it, so they don't have a chance of stealing it. So you could just tell Alex and Mystic at, like, say 1200 to back off, or 1400, and you and Prydian will finish, because it's a lot slower of a burst. So then there isn't a chance for the steal. Here comes the greatest Galio ult in the history of ever. Let's watch this shit in slow motion. Wait, not yet. You guys get the turret first, and then he does it. Ready for this shit? So a great 3-man knockup. Dawn is doing the right thing and pushing mid here too because they were still coming back from being dead basically. But then watch this. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. Oh baby, wait for it. There he is. Look at that man. Ugh, what a good alt. Central's like, team please. So now we should just absolutely reset too. Because of how that transpired, we have like 6,700 in our inventory, something like that probably. It's just a guess looking at the numbers. So we can just get so much more. And in most cases, if it's ocean or cloud, you guys would actually press the, I guess ocean you can get to. If it's ever cloud, it's perfectly fine if you guys just push and use your Baron before you get the dragon, because it's better to keep um, use as much of the Baron timer as you can, and you can go back because you have the advantage. You're going to be able to come back to the dragon is my point. So if like someone was recalling and you're waiting for them, then go by all means do it. But I just want to bring that up for you guys. Oh yeah, going back to this as well. The Baron play after we get Baron. Sorry, it's here. So this is what I was referring to, Alex, is you should immediately went back, look at your health, and then look how much money you have too in your pocket. So you have 1,300 in your pocket, and you have teleport. So you could have finished the glacial, whatever that fucking lion head armor thing is, or whatever, and just TP to one of the minions here. And it just makes our Baron efficiency a lot higher too. So just communicate that with the guy. I got TP. I'm gonna go back to base and TP into lane with you guys. Because at this point in the game, it's really hard to find offensive TPs because you're more or less, especially since we're in the advantage, you're going to be split pushing and then reacting with your TP. So it's perfectly fine if you use them, especially when we have another TP mid and a half map global ultimate. So again, we got to remember about us being balanced and stuff here. So Don doesn't have his ult yet, so he needs to be just pushing that and then coming over to you guys. So you should not be going too far ahead here yet. We need him to get to us because he's empowering the minions. So now we can just let him rotate to us, and this is easy. So I know you get onto the turret, Don, but you should just be rotating because now we're getting getting this turret for free. Because they can still technically engage on his 5 vs 4 here because you don't have ult. Even though we just chunked them, it just makes it a lot easier. Because they have to respond to those empowered minions. Remember, basically like push and rotate is incredibly strong. So now we just took a whole bunch of damage and we lose Alex here because it's just that small transition. We let Morgana come back into here too after she just got chunked out. It should have been an inhibitor for us right there, but it's just another time where we have Baron and we're kind of delayed on how things transpire. So we still end up getting it, but it should have been a lot easier, is my point. And then Peridian, like everyone's chunked, like we should have been resetting there too, because remember they're 5 vs 4, and we're just standing up there. Got the turret, just back up then. I don't remember if anyone else dies. I think one of us does. Central does. We traded one for one there. Oh no, Karma got hit too. And nice. But remember, like that should have just been a free inhibitor for us instead of that whole long battle for it, basically. And now we're 3 versus 2 right now too, like in this actual lane. Paridian's down there, Mystic's at the base, so we need to just go deny right now, which I believe you do. Good. And now since we have such Baron's up in a minute, you guys should just go get that inhibitor, especially since it's the bottom lane inhibitor. It's so much harder for them to contest the next Baron because that inhibitor's the one shoving on them. So you guys should be shoving this wave and then just go and getting that inhibitor. Because you don't have Baron anymore and it's still free because of how strong we are. Instead of just sitting in the mid lane like this, we should just be going over there. Which I believe is something we talked about. Okay, he was already chunked. Your ult didn't do a lot. Look, and they're out of position, everything still. Dawn's making plays with the stopwatch. So now Baron's free. And since you guys got a kill, we get this inhibitor too. So we can make things a lot easier, guys. Like we didn't have to make this dive either. Like it's perfectly okay to go reset right after we get that inhibitor and go take Baron. Because if we reset at that moment too, it's giving time for the supers to push in on them. So by the time we get the Baron, they have to respond to it. So that was an overextension there in like 2 different ways. Just checking the gold out. So even at this point, you guys don't even have to do Baron if you don't want to, because you can easily just get the top turret in that if you just wait for the supers. But you're more than okay to do Baron still. But I'm just telling you, like you don't have to take that option here because you're so far ahead. But just wait for the supers to push them in, and then we can do it for free. So remember, you don't have to rush anything at this point now because look at your wave management again is so fucking good this game. They have to respond to this. They have supers here. Rise is basically trapped down here trying to push everything out. So now look, you see them responding because you guys took care of wave management. Now it's free. Beautiful. 2 mountain dragons. It was easy. And again, yeah, we don't even have to worry about going mid because they're just naturally going to push. If we all go top, they have to come respond. And then we can just chill out and wait for supers. But easy peasy. You guys did so many, you made so many more smart decisions these 2 games tonight than you had been the last few games. So you guys should be really happy with your play. There's still obviously, even though we crushed them both games, it's still good to recognize there's things we could be doing better. So, but you guys did fucking phenomenal tonight. You guys should be really happy. I'm really happy with you guys. Now this is just over. Good job getting the turret pretty in there. Ooh, Alex, you're so lucky. But yeah, you guys did so many good things this game. Mystic, really good job also calling out buying the QSS. It's something I actually forgot to talk to you guys about before I left, but I feel kind of rushed sometimes when we're doing the matches because I can't sit in the room with you guys. So really good job, Mystic, communicating that just to remind everyone. But you guys played so well this game, both games. So this is, I want you guys to go back That's what your one of your homework is going to be. I want you guys to go back and I don't remember if we have a game. I think I may have made a VOD for it. I'm gonna post the VOD if I did of the first week that I joined you guys, but I didn't coach you. I just watched your game. I want you to watch those games, um, just so you can see how much you guys as a team have grown in like literally 2 or 3 weeks. I don't remember how long I've been with you guys, but I just want you to feel encouraged, like really encouraged how well you guys are doing now, and we can do even more. So you guys are doing great. Good job tonight, boys. Never forget greatest Galliot of all time.